So how do we apply this? Choose one night this month to invite a couple, a family, or a small group to your home. Got to choose it. Got to make it happen. Hospitality is going to shape discipleship, and it's going to provide spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen here. It does not happen on Sunday. You get built up in the Lord, but the real work happens in the house. Happens at whatever coffee establishment you're going to, one-on-one, talking with somebody, sharing your heart. You really don't have time to share your heart on Sundays. Okay? Things are kind of rushed and hectic sometimes. But one-on-one or with a group setting in your house, definitely. So, God uses the host-guest relationship to instruct, to encourage, to build up his people. This is biblical, what we're talking about here. This is why the church in Acts blew up. They were constantly meeting and doing, sharing Jesus with all who would come. That Buck Singh was the one I was thinking of. He was 3 years in their name was Hayward. And he was actually an atheist at one time in Hinduism. But by living with that family, he came to know the Lord and was a great evangelist in his own part. So just by seeing people in their own home. Their home exposed him to prayer, commitment, the Christian community. He saw it. They lived it. He's like, there's something to this. You can't do it here. You can't. You can hug. You can only go so far. But you got to dig deep. You got to get to the roots. So how can we apply this? Invite someone younger in the faith for a meal and an intentional conversation. Or play a game and laugh and have a great time. That's what Gary and Lori were doing back in the day. Man, that was even before kids, huh?
Yeah.
We'll take invitations.
Yes, yes.
I know we have 6 kids. If you need us to find childcare, we will.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think people have forgotten that.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that idea. That Phil can watch.
Any Phil will do.
Mechanics, I would love that.
Appreciate you sharing that. Hospitality is evangelism. It really is. It extends to believers and unbelievers. Oh, no, you're going to have unbelievers in your house?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Jesus didn't come to save those who were walking the path.
Yeah.
He come for the lost, right? We got to do it also. All right, early Christians used their home. It was their prime evangelistic tool. Temple had its ups and downs, you know what I mean, hierarchy, and so let's just do it in our house. Let's all get together. Michael Green, I can't remember who he was, says the home was one of the most important methods of spreading the gospel in antiquity. Why? Because it's comfortable. It's available. It gets to the heart of the matter. It really, really does. People really start to know you. Aquila and Priscilla's home, it was the center for their evangelistic outreach. Dawson Trotman, he started Navigators. He used his home, this is amazing, to reach sailors. It said men from every U.S. state came to Christ in his living room. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of meals over a long period of time. But he did it. Not to set a record, but that was his heart. And he showed it in his house. How can we apply this? Identify one unbelieving neighbor, coworker, or friend. Invite them for a simple meal, coffee and cake or whatever you want to do. Just have them over, talk to them. So how do you begin this? Got to plan it, all right? Set a weekly or monthly time, because if you don't, it's not going to happen. Make a list of people who would be encouraged, new members, lonely people, those in trials, neighbors you haven't met yet. You get the point. Use holidays to include people that are overlooked or hurting. Holidays are a great time. Be creative, ask questions around the table, pray together, read scripture, take that walk. That's how he wrote that book. Luther wrote a book like that. Maybe you'll write a book someday, right? Teach hospitality in the church. Teach it, and then live it, then show it. I remember years ago, Karen and Pastor Mike, they decided every Sunday they were going to have some family over after church. So they did it the whole year. They made effort. That's what they did. How'd that work out, Karen?
It's funny how little it works out. For instance, because it works better if you plan ahead instead of just randomly picking somebody on Sunday morning. Do you want forgiveness? So we learned that it works better if you ask them ahead of time.
Right.
But after that, it worked out really well.
Okay. Well, that was number one. Plan it.
List of families we wanted to invite over,
Okay.
and one by one, we just worked our way through them.
So the fellowship time was worth your time? Right. There you go. All right. Teach it. Hospitality blesses those who witness it or involved in it. Hospitality brings it brings an internal reward, but present joy. Okay? Think about that. Paul says in Romans 12:13, it says, when God's people are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. Seek to show that hospitality, it says in ESV. So how do you apply that? Choose one step from that list that I just went down and commit to practicing it. Start with number one, plan it. Talk to your wife. Talk to your wife and plan it. So what's the heart of hospitality? It's not about money, personality, social standings. It's about obedience to God. An open home reflects an open heart. Hospitality, man, it's a wonderful adventure with wonderful returns. Really. It's going to be an amazing time. And once you do it, I think it's going to be something that's addicting, hopefully.
I just want to say, don't be worried about your house. It's not how wonderful your house is or even how clean your house is. It's spending time with them.
All right.
It's showing them that they're important because you're spending time with them.
That's right. It's not about money, personality, social standing, none of that stuff. I didn't cut my grass. You can't come over. Sorry.
My house isn't perfect. I can't have anybody over.
Yeah.
My house is never going to be perfect.
That's right.
Come on over.
So how can we apply this as we close this chapter? Pray, Lord, give me a heart to open my home because you've opened your heart to us. And this is what you want for us. Okay? All right, in chapter 12, we go into caring for people's needs. All right, we're dealing with the compassion here. Compassion, basically, it's feeling another suffering, acting to relieve it. Doesn't stop. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so compassionate for what you're going through. See you later. No, you act to help to relieve it. That's the heart of love. Good Samaritan, we all know that one, right? It's the best example probably in the Bible. The priest and the Levite, they had knowledge, they lacked compassion. The Samaritan, he saw suffering. He stopped, served, sacrificed. He expected no reward. Colossians 3:12 says this, therefore as God's chosen, that's the NIV version, people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion. Clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. That's what Paul's telling us to do. Wrap it around us. How does it apply to you? Identify one interruption this week that might be a divine appointment. Gotta go. Busy day. Schedule. Slow down. Smell the roses, whatever way you want to look at it. It might be a divine appointment. Be interruptible. Be available. So, compassion in Jesus in the early church looked like this. Jesus was the model of compassion. He constantly said he had compassion for these people. And then what did he do? He moved on that compassion. He healed people, he fed people, he taught people, he restored their physical abilities. He touched the untouchable. That's compassion in action. In Matthew 14:14, Jesus saw the huge crowd as he stepped from the boat, and he had compassion on them, and he healed the sick. Did Jesus get tired? Yeah. All right. Remember the woman at the well? He walked for 2 days. They got to the well. The guys went in to get some food. He's probably leaning on the well like this. But that woman came. Up he went. He had compassion on her. Why? Because she was lost. She was a lost sheep. Right then and there. He was quickened. He got the energy. A man with leprosy came and knelt in front of Jesus, begging to be healed. If you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean. He said, moved with compassion, Jesus reached out and touched him. I am willing, he said. Be healed. Instantly, the leprosy disappeared and the man was healed. In Luke 7, when the Lord saw her, his heart went out to her. This is the woman whose child died. He said, don't cry. Then he went up and he touched the coffin, and those carrying it stood still. He said, young man, I say to you, get up. So he put compassion, he put love into action. The apostles in the early church were also doing this. They shared their resources. There wasn't a needy person among them. Where'd we meet Barnabas? First time we see Barnabas in the Bible, he's selling his land once again. That's what they did. They gave so others could have. Paul cared for the needy. He organized a major relief offering. He saw generosity as a sign of genuine Christian love. They state that in Acts 4. It says like this in 34 and 35. There were no needy people among them because those who owned homes or land houses would sell them. They would bring the money and the apostles would give to those in need. So they had a process there. They had a process to take care of people. How do we do this? How do we apply it? Evaluate your life. Evaluate your ministry. Is compassion built into that ministry or into your life? If you see somebody without a coat, say, be well, farewell, see you later. Or do you give them a coat?
Up your barn.
Is it built into your life, not just your ministry? Leaders model compassionate care. The church as a caring family looks like this. It's burden-bearing, need-meeting, sacrificial, it's generous, it's compassionate. Your role as the leader, whether it's in the home, church, wherever you may be, once again, work. Here's our saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Talking about that earlier. Leaders they have to show this. We got to show a tender heart, concern for the sick, generosity to the poor, mercy towards the suffering. Matthew says it like this very well, 25, 34 to 40. It's kind of long, but bear with me. Then the king will say to those on his right, come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me. Then these righteous ones will reply, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or feed you, or thirsty or give you something to drink, or a stranger and show you hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you? And the king shall say, I tell you the truth. When you did it to the least of these, of my brothers and sisters, you were doing it to me. Could be a divine appointment. Could be a divine appointment. All right, practical expressions of love. Love that costs something. Modern culture avoids time-consuming compassion. I can give you 14 minutes. What do you need? I'm going well and beyond. I hope you know that, right? 14. Listen to this. I'll read it. This is on page 110 in your book. We may want to think of ourselves as loving people, but in reality, when acts of love become time-consuming or demanding, we don't want the burden of love, just the benefits. Gut shot. Just the benefits. We don't want the burden. Christ-like love requires self-denial. Die unto yourself. Pick up your cross. So we can use some tools of encouragement. You can use phone calls, cards, emails, letters, your presence, meals, rides, house cleaning, helping people out. How can we apply it? Well, we do this already at Hope. There's compassion rotation for meals and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got that going on a little bit. But things can always get better. Rides, home care, things of that nature. Looking over somebody's dog, I don't know. Compassion for the forgotten. Shut-ins in the elderly. These guys are going up to Covington up in East Palestine. Those are shut-ins. Often forgotten, isolated, they're overlooked. They need connection, they need your presence, and reminders that they are loved. James in 1:27 says, pure and genuine religion in the sight of God the Father means caring for orphans and widows in their distress and refusing to let the world corrupt you. How do we apply it? Create a monthly visitation or phone call schedule. If you write it down, you're going to see it, you're going to do it. Me, if I don't see it, I don't do it. Love in deed, not word. True love is practical, not theoretical. John warns against lip service love. The early church, they cared for the poor. They really did. So I want you to apply it this way. Think about a person or one local need in your church that you can meet this month. What kind of need? Show love. It could be painting something in here. It could be with the building. That's an act of love. Compassionate leadership is Job. Job was blameless, upright, compassionate. He wept for the suffering, helped the poor, the widow, the orphan, disabled. He practiced hospitality. He investigated needs personally, which means one-on-one, right across from each other. It says in Job 29, for I assisted the poor in their need and the orphans who required help. I helped those without hope, and they blessed me, and I caused the widows' hearts to sing for joy. Apply it. How do we do it? Choose one Job-like act of compassion to perform this week. Be a Job. Be a Job. Be a Barnabas. Go out and do it. So the world is suffering. The book talked about that. There's global poverty. There's hunger, unsafe water, sanitation, children dying from all kinds of diseases and whatnot, AIDS. And then the question is, do you care? Do we care? There's a lot of people in this area. You know what East Liverpool's known for.
Yeah.
That's what family care does in this neighborhood. Get involved. All right, how can we apply it? Identify one global ministry that your church or you can support or partner with. Plenty of them out there. So, closing charge. Compassion is not optional. It's the visible proof of Christ-like leadership. Leaders must cast vision, set the example, and create structures that make compassion normal and hopefully exceptional. Okay. Thank you, guys. Take a short break and meet with your groups.